Yeah.
Right,
That's why I yelled loud.
right.
All right, you ready to hit live over here, Mr.
We
Ola?
are live.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. There's Mr. Elron Schmeeds in the screen there. My name is Ben. Welcome to the largest cryptocurrency channel on all of the interwebs. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money with cryptocurrency. If you like money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, welcome to our viewers on TikTok as well. Guys, we got a big show. We're going to be exposing more lies today. Look, guys, do people think I'm an idiot? I think people think I'm dumb. I really do sometimes. I don't know what it is. Is it that I'm jovial like the Jolly Green Giant? You guys think I'm just some kind of bimbo up here that I don't know what I'm talking about? I'm going to demonstrate to you guys for 100% how we know that F2 Pool is dumping the price to short Bitcoin. I'm going to prove it today. I'm going to prove it to you guys. And you guys are going to love this. There's literally no other reason for them to dump in massive amounts unless they're shorting the market. It's literally the only reason. Unless they are truly idiots and they like losing money. And we know they're not in the business of losing money. So we're going to show all that to you today. Okay? We are also going to, thank you for the super chat there. We are also going to be discussing a huge story, Mastercard adopting cryptocurrency. They're going to allow merchants to take payments in crypto. We're going to be teaching you guys a little bit about Bitcoin dominance, how that relates to the market. And then at the end, we just want you guys to use your brain. I use mine every day. And I encourage you guys to use it as well. We're going to also be briefly touching on the Matic rebrand. So guys, first and foremost, thank you. 461,000 subscribers. Pretty phenomenal. Thank you, BitSquad. You guys are the best. We're shooting for 500,000. We will be the first crypto channel to 500,000. In fact, we were actually the first crypto channel to 461K. But also, I got a new addition to the family today. Thought you guys might want to see here since my family happens to be here today. And we're going to bring on this little guy right here. You guys know I'm from Georgia, right? You guys know. Somebody said I'm a bimbo. Here's my child. Say, hey, child. Hey. Hey, his name is, well, I don't want to give his name on air. This is Mr. Henry right here. Look at Mr. Henry. Look at this little puppy dog. Look at this little puppy dog. You got to look. Henry, tell him, what's up? He said, buy decentralized finance coins. Oh my God, he's like an oracle. So this is Henry. He's named after Derrick Henry, my son's favorite non-Falcon football player. So I want to bring Henry on since the audience. I mean, who doesn't love a cute little puppy? Who doesn't love a little Georgia Bulldog? Go Dogs, sick 'em. Woo, woo, woo. That was a bad woof woof. I don't know what that was. All right, son. Thank you for bringing Henry. Doesn't everyone love dogs? I mean, if you're a cat person, and I know a cat, his name is the cat. Makes me more of a dog person every day, okay? I'm just kidding. We like cats too. We love animals. So anyways, guys, wanted to bring him on the air. I hope you guys enjoyed that little thing about little puppy dog Henry. Let's get started. Let's get this kicked off. Guys, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high here this morning. It touched off of $48,657. I'm also going to be giving you guys, when we get to my trade section, I'm going to tell you guys, show you guys how I almost lost 3 Bitcoin last night. Almost lost 3 Bitcoin. It's a pretty funny story. I can't wait to tell it to you guys. And I know what you guys think when I tell these stories. And I almost lost the money. You hope that I actually lost it. But I did not. I still came out victorious. We'll be looking at that. But guys, look at this chart. I mean, when you really zoom out on this thing, I mean, it really tells the story here. Absolutely phenomenal. This is the daily chart. So let's go here and look at the 4-hour chart. Oh, we're on Market Watch. We should go there. We'll come back to Bitcoin in a second here. This is a toy for Henry. Thank you so much for that. Guys, we're going to go to Market Watch. Then we'll move on to Bitcoin. Sorry, I forgot we were going to do this first. So Bitcoin coming in, 44,000. Nope, that's wrong. That's yesterday's number. Look how fast it changes. That was yesterday's number. We are right at the $48,000 mark. And this $48,000 mark is pretty important in my opinion because once it rips through 48K, let's look back, right? Psychological numbers. We go back and we look at what happened with Bitcoin in December and November. And you look at the run up to 20K, 18K, once it got to 18K, like it really seemed to zoom up to 20. Like we weren't in the 19s for very long, if I remember correctly. But the thing about it is that once we get above 48K and we hold, it's only a matter of one wick and we can get up to above 50K. And 50K is going to be an interesting number as well. Are we going to see a big rejection there? Are we going to see another correction? I mean, it'd be at $8,000 above our previous all-time high. Or are we going to see Bitcoin pump up much higher? And I do believe that we are going to see that. I don't think 50K is where this thing stops this month. We surely will have a short pullback. But heading back over here, Ethereum 1800. Ethereum's struggling right now, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I was very, very frustrated when I woke up this morning and saw Bitcoin up a lot, right? I saw Bitcoin up tremendously and wish I would have kept a trade open. But then I see Ethereum like just back. It was like at 1750, 1760 this morning. It has gone back up to 1800. A little frustrated with Ethereum right now. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I feel like this thing should be popping right now, and kind of like we saw when I got very bearish on Bitcoin a couple weeks ago. You know, usually look at that cooperating right as we speak. 1800. Did you guys see that? It heard me. It heard me. I'm the Ethereum whisperer. Mother chucker, you got to be kidding me. Anyways, guys, the point here is that with Ethereum, it should be moving more than it is right now. And what that tends to make me believe is that right now is kind of like really that pulling back on this Ethereum rubber band. And when it pops, it's going to pop very hard, just like we saw the struggle at $600, just like we saw the struggle at $1,400. It went from 14 straight up to 18 as soon as it could capture that level. We could definitely see this thing go straight from 18 all the way up to 23. Guys, I've been saying 2,500, but, you know, I was looking at the charts. I found something pretty interesting in the charts yesterday. Let me switch over to this. I want to show this to you guys real quick. My grandpa was here. Old Pop was here, and we were talking about the $3,000 that I lost him back in 2017 by convincing him to get into Bitcoin the day of the peak. But thankfully, he's recovered all that. So we were looking at some of that stuff, and we were talking about Ethereum, and he's heavily invested in Ethereum right now, and we were talking about it, and he said, well, you know, what do you think is going to happen with Ethereum? And I said, well, you know, the interesting thing is when you look at every time Ethereum has broke all-time highs, okay? When we look here at Ethereum, and you look at the 4 times, now this peak right here was not technically an all-time high. This was 1355, but it was a yearly high. Somebody says, super chat from Adrian, what would really happen if we all went to our banks and pulled out our money? Our entire financial system would collapse in a day. They wouldn't have it. When people realize the bank doesn't have your money, that's why we have such a hard time making debit card purchases, but we can spend whatever we want on credit cards. Think about that. Why do you think that is? Credit cards are derivatives. They're IOUs. They're not real. It's money that nobody has. It's basically money on loan that is not in the account. But on a debit card, you actually have the money in the account. So that's why I have a hard time spending money on my debit card above $2,000 because the banks just don't have it. That's the truth. If we all went and did that, we would find out the ugly truth. So they're afraid of that. They are the dinosaurs. They are the relics. We will be going after them. Speaking of going after people, I can't wait to go after these F2 people. I saw my boy Keith Warren make a video about me. I like Keith. He's a good guy. I got nothing bad to say about Keith. And he was basically explaining why like the selling off from the miners is normal. It's not a big deal. I'm going to show you why that's not true. I'm going to literally show you all why that is not true in a little bit. I can't wait for that. Very excited. I should have brought my cowboy hat today. God, these people really hate me. F2 Pool said we're organized FUD here. Yeah, we're going to show you what the deal is. So anyways, guys, back to the Ethereum chart. When you look at the 4 highs that we've had recently, okay, notice what you see here. You see we hit a high, and then what happened? We immediately retraced. We retraced 30% after that high, okay? Then we had this high where we actually broke all-time highs for the first time. And look at that retracement. Right afterwards, we had a retracement, 27%. Then we had this high here, and then we had a retracement, 18.58%. Then we hit a new all-time high, 1775. And then boom, look, we had a retracement, 15%. Now, have you noticed, with each one of these, the amount of the drop is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So very interesting. Now, we just had, of course, a new all-time high. This is the daily chart. So we had a new all-time high on Ethereum a couple days ago, which was 1848. Where does this thing go down to? Well, it goes down. right now it's only down 9%. That's not even really necessarily true because I don't know when that hit that on the candle. Let's see here. So right now we've only had an 8% drop. Long and short of it is, if we were to continue that same kind of succession of the price, of the amount of drop getting smaller and smaller, we could look at Ethereum possibly dropping somewhere into the 1625 range, and that would be totally normal. But the interesting thing is when you do the reverse, sorry, I'm locked here on this. When you do, gosh, I hate this thing sometimes. When you do the reverse here and you measure out the peaks and the climbs, right? It actually puts Ethereum in the next few days right here in this range. It's actually right at about $2,300. So we could definitely see $23, in the pretty short term, I think. So 2,300 may be a better target than 2,500, but that's something I discovered on the charts yesterday when I was looking at it. So definitely something interesting. Let's see. Why is there no 1K to 10K part? The whole reason I began watching your stream every day. Guys, we're not going to cover the 1K, 10K every single day. I did make a move yesterday in it. I was telling you guys, I was explaining to you how we had to move out of Badger. We couldn't get in it. As you can see right now, SNX, we have $700 in SNX. And I put the rest yesterday. I just moved it over to Coinbase. I put the other $250 on Link. So let's, TJ, let's put a pin in this thing. And let's make sure that before the stream tomorrow, that we have a portfolio tracker on the browser. And we can't at least show it every single day. We might not be making a move, but we could go into it and show it every single day. So we'll make sure to do that. So right now we have Link and SNX because, as you guys know, we can't actually, right now with this amount of the portfolio, be trading everything on MetaMask or Uniswap because we're getting hit with those really, really, really bad fees. Everybody asking about Voyager token. Maybe something on them in the future. So anyways, guys, move back to Bitcoin here. Bitcoin all-time high. And we did, as far as coins pumping, by the way, we did have Avalanche. It was Graph. Graph absolutely crushed it yesterday, which, we were very bullish on that. We talked about it the other day. But as far as Bitcoin goes and Bitcoin's all-time high, pretty interesting. New all-time high. It made this morning 48,586. What is going to happen? Now, what's really interesting when you look at my chart here that I drew back at the end of the month. I think it was at the end of January. I put my target up here for the end of February at $50,000. Look how ahead of that track we are. We're way ahead of that track. I mean, I think that probably puts us closer to the 60K range. Now, we could hit 60K for Bitcoin, and we could retrace a bit. But in my opinion, obviously, when you look at this, you see the gap. And I mean, really and truly, like this, this space right here, that we're looking at, this gap here, I mean, this is why Ethereum is not pumping yet, okay? Because when you look at this gap of how long it should have taken Bitcoin to get here and then how quickly that Elon pump or the Tesla pump caused it to get there, it just moved a little faster than we anticipated it moving. Now, could we see sideways action over here? I don't think so. I think the momentum for Bitcoin is too strong. I do think that we are going to get, and we'll look at the Newpol chart here in a little bit. We're going to look at some other things that are kind of indicators of where the market is. And it feels like it's going higher. I do think, and I did say yesterday that I thought we could catch some sideways action before it hits 48K or holds 48K, because that would be a good time for Ethereum to make a move. But we might not get it, guys. We might, listen, if Bitcoin rips to 60K in the next, 4 days, I mean, Ethereum probably ain't going to move nearly as much. It might get right to 2,000. That'll probably be as good as it gets. Somebody said I'd be a good crypto weatherman. Interesting. I'm a good crypto weatherman. Well, here we've got a sunny chain link coming in right behind me. And then if you look up in the northwest, you'll see Cardano with a bunch of hippies. No, that doesn't work when you do that, TJ. You see Cardano with a bunch of hippies up here. Okay. That was a northwest joke. So anyways, we'll just have to see what Bitcoin does at this $48,000 level. Right now, it's looking pretty strong. But if you look down here at Market Cipher, this is something to look at on the chart. This is on the daily chart, so it's pretty good. it looks like we have the white. Well, you can't really see it here. Let me draw it here. Looks like we have the white of the momentum wave that is cutting into the blue momentum wave. So the crest of the momentum wave is cutting into the main body of the wave. Usually that means a little bit of a change of direction. It doesn't necessarily have to. If you look back here at this right here, when it cut into the momentum wave, this is our indicator we use. You know, if you guys want to check it out, of course, you guys go to bitboycrypto.com/deals and then go down here to Market Cipher. A lot of you guys are buying it and using it. We see the numbers. Why are so many people doing it? Because people are making money with it. That's why. But when you look at the chart and you look at the last time it kind of cut in, you'll see it just had a short little dip and then pumped up again. So the important thing is that we realize that $48,000 is really a number we may not, if you're into altcoins, you're into Ethereum, you may not want Bitcoin to really pop up above and hold. Anything it can hover in between about 46 and 48, probably a good thing. And then I can't wait to tell you that other story. This here is the, what is it? Oh, this is the Bitcoin average price. You look at the average price, which we're going to get a little more into that here pretty soon. But, if you look at kind of the average over this month, I mean, the average is probably somewhere around 43,000-ish. So that's going to become very relevant here in a little bit. So I kind of teased that a little bit. Can't wait to get into that. Gosh, I hate these people so much. Also, big announcement, guys. We are going to be on a big show today. A really big show. Some of you guys may not like it, but that's okay. We're not going on there to talk about anything other than cryptocurrency. So, and decentralization, that's what we're going to go on and talk about. So we are actually going to be on InfoWars today. Now, I don't know if it's released today. I don't know if it's live, but, they had this story on their website. We will be talking to Mr. Jones himself today. So I don't know. Is this the biggest? Now, I guess Andreas was on Joe Rogan. So Joe, please, Joe, come on, man. Hit me up. Let me on your show. I want to come on your show to talk crypto. So Ryan Bailey said, I don't know you got into Link, so thank you. I'm following this 100% as a little man with literally $1,000 to start. Thanks for all you do. Yeah, guys, that $1,000 to $10,000 challenge is going to be tough. I mean, it's a 10X. So, we're trying to pick some things that are some blue chippers that are good in the beginning, can get us some gains, and then go on from there. So you've seen what's happened with our SNX. I mean, it's gone up pretty good so far. So we'll have to see what happens. What is the reaction to that? People like that? I'm looking through people going crazy about that. Yeah, we're gonna be on it. Yeah, we're talking to Alex Jones an hour after the stream, so it'll be very interesting. We're not gonna get political. We don't, you guys know we like to stay politically agnostic on the channel. We don't want to isolate our audience. We don't want to talk about conspiracies. We want to talk about cryptocurrency and decentralization and deplatforming. That's a big thing, right? We want to talk about that for sure. So Infowars.com actually had this story earlier. Crypto going mainstream. Mastercard to allow payments in cryptocurrencies. But let's see. He said, "Foo, what few?" Guys, what? Why do you want fewer people to hear about cryptocurrency and decentralization? Why? Why? I'm not getting paid to go on the show. So why does it matter? I'm spreading the message of what we're doing here, and that's what's important. There's no place I would not go and talk about cryptocurrency to the masses, right? Big audience, big people that understand deplatforming, people that understand censorship, whether you agree with their opinions or not. I think it's a big opportunity for us to go in and talk about what we're passionate about here, and that's what's important. So
just real quick, you can pull your mic over so you don't have to lean into it.
Oh God, wait, no, I'm always gonna
lean back. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a mic holder. So you guys, the big story here overnight was Mastercard will let merchants accept payments in crypto this year. The payments giant plans to support digital currency transactions directly on the network. How is Visa and Mastercard different? Are they actually like the same company?
No, they're different. They're basically the same thing. They're just competitors.
Yeah, but isn't it weird? Like any place that takes Visa also takes Master. It's like they're a package deal.
They're the two biggest payment processors.
Yeah. But there's only 3 or 4 companies that own all the companies in the world. So probably somehow they're owned by the same people.
Oh, probably, the same investors.
Yeah. I mean, I know they're different. I know it's not the exact same company, but it's very interesting. It's like Visa talked about it a few weeks ago, and now Mastercard's talking about it. And these people have a lot of connections and things like that. So, okay, so Mastercard's planning to give merchants the option to receive payments in crypto later this year. This is big. This is one of the biggest adoption stories. Oh, you didn't move to Mastercard. Oh, TJ, you're losing focus. Yesterday, if you guys were watching yesterday, TJ zoned out while we were talking, and I asked him a question. And what was your response, TJ?
I didn't have an answer. But I was trying to get your music set up. I was actually paying very close attention, just not to what you were saying, to other things.
I don't know if this is working out.
I don't.
You don't know either?
Well, verdict's still out. I think I'm still on my trial basis.
He's still on his trial here.
Yeah, we'll see what
with
happens.
BitBoy Crypto. So maybe I probably shouldn't say the names of our companies, but I got to.
No,
I shouldn't say that.
Not right now.
I have a really good name of my company. Okay, I can't say it though because okay, we're not gonna say it, but it's really good. It makes fun of TJ. That's all you need to know. The name of my company is a mockery of TJ. That's all I want to say. It's true. If you guys really knew the things that go on here. Okay, Mastercard's played. This is the biggest adoption story of the year, in my opinion, right? Last year, well, I mean, it's only February. Last year, biggest adoption story. PayPal, allowing people to buy crypto. Are they really buying it? It's, once again, you guys are finding out. One beautiful thing about this channel recently is you guys are finding how much of the financial world is about derivatives. Because really, you buying Bitcoin on PayPal is a derivative. You don't own it. You're owning it on paper. They have a master supply, and you're just paper trading on PayPal, and then they're giving you the profit that you would have made if you really traded it, right? I mean, that's how the whole financial system works. I hope you guys are figuring that out. But that was a big story. But this is a bigger story, in my opinion, in terms of actual adoption. Somebody want a Dash and VeChain update. We should do those. Let's add those to the list in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
The thing is, this is actually allowing people to accept crypto, and not people on PayPal. Actual merchants, right? You don't have to go through PayPal. No, PayPal has said that they will also be expecting to do that at some point, but they're not yet. But this would be at merchants. Like, if we have a store, we don't have to go through PayPal to accept crypto. We don't have to go through a third party. We could accept crypto with Mastercard. How is that even going to work? That's so crazy.
It'd be like a BitPay. Like, they're going to facilitate the transactions just like they do right now with credit and debit cards. I mean, you think about how they're facilitating all the transactions for the bank, more or less. They're just going to do it for crypto.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see. So the details shed light on the CEO's Q4 pledge to integrate digital currency payments directly on the network. In the move, that was on the earnings call on January 28th. That's where this kind of leaked out from. Instead, cryptos will be evaluated against Mastercard's 2019 principles for blockchain partnership. Is that like, I don't know, teachers for designated drivers or whatever? Or like moms for, what's the moms one?
Moms Against Drunk Driving.
Moms Against Drunk Driving. Is that like principles for blockchain partnerships? What schools are involved in this?
I have no idea.
You wouldn't know the difference because you can't spell TJ. That's spelled the wrong way, okay? Principles for blockchain partnerships framework released in the this is interesting. Released in the wake of Mastercard's Libra exit, the document placed emphasis on stability. So basically, the government said, Libra, you ain't going to happen. So all these other places are like, hey, let's get to it. Let's do our own thing. And that's what Mastercard is trying to do. Let's see, relatively few merchants. Mastercard laying the groundwork. Company says it holds 89 blockchain patents. It shows you guys, these people have been working on this stuff for a long time. In those filings, the patents include methods to keep crypto transactions private, on-chain credit card payment verification, instant blockchain payment processing, and how to handle crypto refunds. That's a tricky one right there. That's tricky. Think about that. How do you get a refund with crypto? A lot of different aspects of that. But one thing to think about is like, okay, do you give the refund in the dollar amount or do you give it in the crypto amount? Because one of those two parties is going to be getting an advantage, right? So let's say this. Let's say I pay $100 in Bitcoin for a TJ bobblehead, okay? Way overpriced.
Well worth it.
Wow, it's the one time we disagree on price. The opposite way we usually disagree. So let's say pay $100 for a TJ bobblehead, okay? And what happens is the price of Bitcoin goes up 2x overnight. So that $100 is worth $200, okay? I say, oh, you know what? I just paid $200 for that. Let me get that refund back, guys. Hey, I don't want this. I don't want the bobblehead. It looks busted. What you made him look manly. I don't like it, or whatever it is. I'm just saying. DJ's manly, okay?
I was gonna say, come on.
I'm sorry. That was a low blow, okay? And you're manly, so you can take it, okay? But the thing is that I could take that refund for the purpose of increasing, like, I get a better deal if I get the refund. So I'm going to think about. But on the other hand, if you're the crypto company and someone pays in $100 and the price drops and the person wants a refund, well, now what do? Now you're giving back more money than they put in. It's just an interesting thing to think about when it comes to the dynamic pricing of cryptocurrency and refunds. Now, the one thing that Mastercard did say on this is that they have not yet released which coins or which cryptocurrency projects that they are going to be working with for sure. And look at Bitcoin dropping a little bit, 47.8. We want that. We want Bitcoin here. We want Bitcoin between 46 and 48. We want that. We like that. We came for that. It's huge. Let's see. Check out Graph. It is pumping. Yeah, we know we got a big bag. Hey, big boy crypto. Big boy crypto. Let me tell you what. Big boy. The hardest working YouTuber would like your views on Polkastarter, which should explode because Superfarm is launching their IDO with them. Am I right or am I right? First of all, am I right is spelled Ammirite. Am I right? So the thing is, Polkastarter and Superfarm are actually two projects you're going to be learning more about on the channel. So we actually are in some talks with some people on maybe both those fronts. So I'm a big fan of both. Love Superfarm, love Polkastarter. I think Polkastarter is going to be pretty big. There's some other... We're actually got... Okay, let me tell you guys about some videos we got coming on the channel real quick. We got 2 videos coming for you today. As you guys know, we have 2 videos every single day. The first one coming out at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be on a DeFi finance project. Not sponsored. We did a lot of investigation on this one. APY Finance. This one is going to be huge. Can't wait for you guys to see that video and understand why we're so bullish on that one. We got a lot of really, really interesting information and research on this one you're going to want to see. In addition, we also have a video tonight on Polkadot. I'm going to tell you why the potential for Polkadot is so big, why it doesn't matter if it passes. It doesn't matter if it passes Ethereum or not. It's actually doing something kind of different, but it's also doing something that will certainly have some appeal for people to go use some of the IDOs or initial DOT offerings being offered that are going to be parachains. I feel like a lot of the Polkadot videos we've done so far have been really technical. This one is going to be more narrative based on why it's going to be big, why you want to be in it, and the opportunity that's opened up for decentralized platforms. So those are some projects that we are looking at today, later on the channel. You're definitely going to want to be here for that. And we're going to be doing a video soon with an expert on IDOs. So be ready for that. So moving on here, Mastercard. So here we go. America's oldest bank, BNY Mellon. This is pretty interesting. How do you become the oldest? I want to ask you that question.
It's literally time.
What's that?
I think it's just time.
It's time?
Yeah.
Let me put this to y'all in the terms of hunting. Okay, I'm going to talk about hunting for a minute. When you're out there in the woods, you see a big old buck walking through there. Them bucks only get big for one reason. They know how not to get killed. Okay? You become the oldest at something not only as time, but because you've been able to outlast others that were around you at the same time by making smart moves, okay? We have America's oldest bank still in existence. If you guys know the beginning of the American banking system, it was insane. At one time, I think it's estimated 2/3 of all U.S. dollars were counterfeit. They were counterfeit, like the Wild West days, because there wasn't a central bank to unify the banknote. So each bank had its own notes. This is a very interesting story. I really love talking about that too. We haven't talked about it in a long time on the channel. But banking system's crazy. But America's oldest bank, BNY, is now going to custody Bitcoin. Smart moves from a bank. If you didn't know, this thing has been around since 1784. 1784, some of you guys would say shortly before my birth. Also known as 8 years after the birth of the country. Something to think about. Think about who might have been involved in that at the beginnings of the country. So we've got BNY Mellon, we got Mastercard, but Amazon also is hinting at digital payments project launching in Mexico. Can you say Cancun?
Oh, gosh.
I can't with that one. I made that up on the spot. You guys get it? You know, like Cancun? Can you say Cancun? It's so bad. It's so bad. I cringed at my own self right there.
Yeah.
I want you guys to know, a lot of times I cringe at my own jokes, and that cringe feeling that I get is what helps me to wake up and get going in the morning. So anyways, guys, we have this. According to an official job application on Amazon, the company is now building a tech team to enable a new digital currency service, currently known as Digital and Emerging Payments, or DEP project. The service will initially roll out in Mexico, allowing local people to buy crypto with cash to spend digital currency while shopping. And the direct quote was, we're looking for, and you know something very interesting before I get into this quote? Something very interesting is, we've seen this a lot in the world of crypto over the years, that a lot of times job postings are something that get hidden that we don't see a lot. But when people kind of uncover those and bring them to blockchain, it's like, oh wow, the SEC is not the SEC. What was the one? Was it the SEC? I think it was a CFTC was posting for blockchain jobs, experts in blockchain. You know, there's a lot of these government agencies, for instance, that we've discovered blockchain jobs being offered through whatever services they post their jobs at. And it's a good indicator of what they're saying is one thing, but what they're doing is another, you know? So, because you can't really put out, unless you could use, I guess, headhunters for getting big blockchain jobs, I guess. But, you know, it seems like a lot of these people, they just post them to job boards like everybody else. So anyways, the quote was from Amazon, we're looking for a leader to help us launch a new payment product starting with Mexico as our initial launch country. This product, lower regulation in Mexico, could be something to think about. This product will enable customers to convert their cash into digital currency using which customers can enjoy online services, including shopping for goods and or services like Prime Video. So pretty interesting, guys. Altcoin Daily did a live stream on this last night talking about Amazon. Is this payments project going to be an Amazon coin? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe it'll launch and grow tall like the rainforest.
What?
It was an Amazon joke. I remember when Amazon was a river. It wasn't a tech conglomerate that tried to take away all our rights. But anyways, guys, we're just seeing more and more of these companies. You got banks on board. You got the biggest companies in the world on board. The really interesting thing that we're going to see over the long term, I think, or over the kind of medium term, is which companies launch their own cryptocurrencies and which companies create solutions for cryptocurrency. So Mastercard, right? BNY Mellon, they're talking about creating solutions, right? For you to accept, it channels for you to accept crypto. Amazon, is this a coin? Is this a project that they're going to be launching, whether it's private or public? We don't know. But will this involve a token? And I don't know. I mean, if altcoins have taught us anything, it's that anybody can launch a token and make more money. So we'll just have to see what happens there. So definitely something very interesting. So let's get into my trades, guys. I got to tell you all a funny story. So last night, my friend, my best friend, we've been friends for, 15 years now. His name is Brother. That's what I call him. So Brother came over to the office last night, and I was teaching him how to leverage trade. Teaching him about it. Told him, hey, be careful. Don't get wrecked. Teaching him how to leverage trade. And so we went over a lot of the basics. We went over Market Cipher, how to buy Market Cipher, how to read Market Cipher, which, of course, if you guys want to do that, bitboycrypto.com/deals. Made part one. We need to make a playlist, by the way, guys, a playlist for that Market Cipher tutorials. So we're going to do another part of that. We show the very basics of how to set Market Cipher up, how to use TradingView. I showed him all this stuff. And I said to him, listen, before you go, he had asked me to execute a trade. Like, I want to show him how to execute a trade on mobile. And so last night, we executed this trade. It would have been at 11 o'clock. So we're looking, Let's see. It was 11. Is that right? What's today? The 11th or the 12th?
Today's the 11th.
So it would have been right here. We executed the trade right here on the chart. I said, I'm just going to put in a little long position, and I just, let it get up in the green a little bit, and then I'll just close it. I will show you how to execute it as your stop loss. I kid you not. In 1 minute, this thing dropped $1,000. I literally was doing it for an example to show him. Within 1 minute, this thing dropped $1,000. It went from, where's it at now? It was at 46,800, and it dropped all the way down to, because it was in between 11 and 12, I think. And so the point is, this thing dropped down all the way to like 45.8 or whatever it was. I was just like, you got to be kidding me. How in the world did I just lose? I was down a Bitcoin. I was down a whole Bitcoin, right? But you know what I did? I loaded more positions. I just kept loading up the longs. Surely I got to catch a bottom here. And I was sitting there thinking like, holy crap, I'm going to end up getting liquidated for 3 Bitcoin because I literally was just trying to show my friend a trade. I've been so good, made so many winning trades in a row. And I was already thinking about like, I'm going to come here on the show. I'm going to explain this to you guys. And you guys are going to say, that's not true. You got liquidated because you did a stupid trade and you're embarrassed. You said you were doing this. So I pretty much had to just leave it in. Don't pop this up. I gotta pull this up real quick, DJ. But basically, I'm gonna show you what happened on the trade here real quick. I can't do it. I cannot do it right now. I can't do it actually because I'm not logged in. I should have logged in beforehand because we got to have my phone to get into it with the whatever, and I can't get onto it right now. The point is, here's what happened. Let me give you a timeline of my night last night. So last night, I go to bed, and I just say, I'm just going to leave the trade open. I didn't have a stop loss. I was already down for like 40% in the trade. I was like, you know what? It is what it is at this point. I'm fully loaded up. I always tell you guys, make sure you got more ammunition. But for an example, for my friend, I ended up leaving it all in there. And so I go to bed. It's probably about midnight. I wake up at 2 a.m. I pick up my phone, and I look at it, and I say, oh, gosh, I'm still down. I'm down like a Bitcoin and a half now, almost 2 Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get liquidated. I just put it down and went back to sleep. I woke back up at 3 a.m. And I looked, I said, oh, it's back up. Now, you guys know this life, right? This is the trader life. I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm only down 0.4 BTC now. Great. I'm going to make the money back. So I put the phone down. I wake up at 4 a.m. I wake up at 4 a.m. and I'm back down again a Bitcoin. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I should just exited the trade when I was only down like 10% or whatever it was. And so I was like, I'm going to get liquidated. I know it. So I put the phone. I woke up at 5 a.m. and I picked up the phone. I woke up every hour. I'm having nightmares about this all night. You guys know that, right? You know when you're leverage trading that you are literally having nightmares or dreams all night about your open trade.
Yeah, it's horrible for sleep.
Horrible for sleep. This is not a good, healthy thing to do. So I wake up at 5 a.m. I said, oh, thank God I woke up at 5. I usually wake up at 5:30. So I woke up at 5 and I looked at it. I said, I'm up 0.4 BTC and I closed the trade. I closed it. I actually made almost half a Bitcoin on the trade. But here's the really sick part about it. The really, really, really sick part about it is if I would have just threw caution to the wind and went to sleep and not had nightmares and woke up and got going, got in the shower, got ready, by 8 o'clock, I think it would have made 5 Bitcoin. Because this thing went all the way. My entry was like, I think about 45.8. I think it was like 45.8. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was at like 48.5 this morning. I would have made so much money on this trade, but because I'm so spastic about checking it. Now, look, I still profited. I make money. I can't show it to you guys today because I can't log into the account right now. I should have logged. I thought it was logged in already. I got to do some authenticator stuff, whatever. So we'll show it to you tomorrow so you guys can see it. We're now, I think, we're almost 20 winning trades in a row again on Bitcoin. And by the way, I'm done with Ethereum. Let me tell you guys something. I will trade Ethereum for the contest, but I've decided, like, I'm only trading Bitcoin. Markets ever worked so well for Bitcoin, but Ethereum is so dependent upon the Bitcoin price. It's like, you can watch it. If Bitcoin drops $200, like, Ethereum's dropping. If Bitcoin goes up $800 or $1,000, Ethereum barely moves. You know, it barely goes up. So I think for leverage trading, I'm pretty much just going to be sticking to Bitcoin. If you guys want to sign up, of course, for Bybit, I know a lot of you guys are signing up. And guys, we're seeing, like, from people who sign up under us, we're seeing trading volume, and we know what's happening right now. Just so you guys know, look, leverage trading can be dangerous. You just heard, I could have got liquidated for 3 Bitcoin. I woke up, had 3.5. It was great, okay? But the thing is you can lose money in leverage trading. You can get wrecked. So just keep that in mind, guys. But if you want to sign up, you can do that. But I know why we're seeing such a high trading volume in our referrals is because you guys are making money. People are staying and they're lasting longer, and they're actually becoming profitable using Market Cipher. We see that. And if you're using Market Cipher and you're not being profitable right now, it's because you've got a leak somewhere. You have a leak somewhere in your trading game. It's kind of like poker, right? In poker, you play poker, you go to a poker coach, and they're like, you got this one little leak. You're so close to being a great player, but you got one leak. I found what my leak was. My leak was when I was a losing trader was I was not locking in profits when I was in the green because I wanted to just run forever, and it doesn't do that. You got to lock in the profits. And once I started doing that, I'm making 0.1 BTC like left and right, which, it's a pretty good amount when you're making it consistently. So just something to think about. I know you guys are doing well with it. A lot of you are. That's why you're continuing to trade. And if you're not, we're going to help you get there with Market Cipher. More tutorials at least once a week on that. So let's move on to the Glassnode charts here. You know what? Yeah, you can go ahead and move to that. But before we get into that, guys, don't forget, we have the episode 1 of New Money Gang is up. Make sure you guys are subscribed to New Money Gang on YouTube. We got the new show up, Income Streams, episode 1. What are they and why are they important? We're going to talk about different ways you can be making money, on the internet. That's what the whole show is about, to get you guys to where you can make an online income, passive income. We're not trying to sell you anything. We're really trying to show you how to do it. Break down, what's real, what's not real. We got guests. We got Alex Edelman from Lolly on the show. We're going to have an episode with him pretty soon. He's going to talk about affiliate marketing and things like that. So definitely make sure you head on over to the New Money Gang website. Not website. Head on over to the New Money Gang channel on YouTube. Subscribe. We already got 6,000 subscribers and things like that. So go check that out, guys. All right, so back to Glassnode here. I want to show you guys 2 things. First of all, the Newpool chart. We look at the Newpool chart every single day, as you guys know. Let me refresh it here. Make sure we get the latest info. We should have had like a little dip on that. Let me see. One day, let's see. Can we go hourly? 1 hour? I want to look at the hourly. I want to see what the hourly looks like for this. It might have been too much. Let's go 3 months. Maybe this will pull it up faster. There we go. Yeah, it's really interesting because on this Newpool chart, we're really not seeing a pullback in the excitement. I would have thought after yesterday. I don't think this doesn't have yesterday tracked yet. It doesn't have the 10th tracked yet. I think once it does, we should have seen a pretty strong dip in this Newpool chart yesterday. So, guys, when this number gets up into this blue here, it's not good. It means we could be at the top of the market. But if you look at the overall Newpool chart, let's see. Let me go to daily here. If you go to the daily and you look, throughout the history or whatever, I don't know why this is being so slow right now. Maybe because of our rain. We're having like bad rainstorm here right now. But anyways, guys, the point is we have seen the Newpool chart before where it gets into the blue and then it comes down and has a slight pullback, gets into the blue again before it collapses. But literally every single time it's ever collapsed, it was just in that blue zone. So when the euphoria gets high and when everybody's making money in Bitcoin and crypto, that's definitely a time when, things might not be that great. I wonder what is causing this to be so slow. I can't click anything right now. Are you seeing this?
Yeah.
So, there we go. Okay. Okay, so here we go. This is a new chart we found on Glassnode. New chart we found on Glassnode, the total supply held by short-term hodlers, if you will. Now, as you know, we use the Newpool as an indicator for the top of the market. What does that say? Somebody saying they can't buy it. Can you just click on that chat? Why? Site issues? Try to clear your cookies and do it again. It should be fine, I would think. Or maybe we crashed it. Maybe so many people bought it, we crashed it. We know a lot of people are buying it. So you will definitely get the opportunity to buy it. Don't worry about that. We discovered, though, looking at this chart, the total supply held by short-term hodlers. What is a short-term hodler? This is a person that comes into the market and exits the market pretty quickly, okay? Now, when you notice, if you look back in 2013, 2014, what's interesting is this shape here kind of follows what the Newport chart looks like during that time. A peak, a drop, and a peak, and a collapse. So this is just another one of these charts that you can kind of see when it goes way up, the market behaves the same way. When this gets high up in the zone and then it drops down, we tend to see the market correct big time. When you look at where we're at right now with the short-term hodler supply, it is not that high. It's not even as high. I want you guys to think about this. It's not even as high at the peak right here as it was at the peak of the market in 2013 or 2014. Think about how much higher the numbers are now. Think about how many more people are into crypto now. And we're still not even that close to the peak according to this chart. And this could be even a better indicator than the Newport chart when you think about it. The compound effect of adding more addresses and more people to cryptocurrency is really fascinating for what happens. Each market cycle that we go through, we're on the fourth one now. Every time, it's kind of like a snowball, right? Snowball starts at the top of the hill, rolls down, catches more snow, right? Catches like some, a big snowball would catch like, I don't know, if there was a ski in it, it'd get wrapped up in it. Every time that snowball for Bitcoin starts rolling down in a bear market, you lose people, but you're constantly adding people that stick. You're adding people that stay through the bear market. If you've ever seen someone who's been through 2 cycles before, I'm on my 3rd one now. When you've seen people who've been through 2 full cycles before, they understand not to exit this market, okay? I mean, really, technically, I was for all 4 cycles. And it was the first cycle of Bitcoin that I missed out on, that I realized I really blew it big time. That's what got me to stick back into the market. And so these short-term hodlers, they come and they go real quick, but the longer-term people, that number continues moving up. So that keeps a compound effect, kind of like we talk about the institutions coming in, the corporations coming in with the iron hands, or as the kids say now, the diamond hands. The diamond hands. Let's get them diamond hands in here. You get more people with diamond hands with each Bitcoin cycle, okay? And so now what we're seeing is, even though we've got way more people in crypto, we got people that have been through cycles. Have you guys ever seen the meme I think we put out that, I mean, it may be a copy from somewhere else. I don't want to take credit for it, but it's basically like a wolf that's on the ground that's got 5 arrows in it, or you got one wolf, a baby wolf that's on the ground with 1 arrow in it, and it can't move, it's stuck. And then you got the big papa wolf that's got 5 arrows in his back, and he's still standing strong. Like, this is just what happens. You got to take these arrows. That's what happens. We get more and more of those big bad wolves that come in every single time that don't leave. And that means that when it comes to the short-term hodlers, they don't come through as much, right? We have more people that are staying, more people that have the diamond hands. And we're going to see that much more even with the next cycle. So definitely very interesting. Come on, Cardano price prediction. Sure thing. I will give you a Cardano price prediction right now. All you got to do is go to my channel and search BitBoy Cardano price prediction or 88 price prediction, and it'll come up. I did a video on it last week. You can go check it out. We got Polkadot price prediction tonight. I know I teased it last week. Polkadot price prediction tonight. Can it 1 million X? Guys, when do we move from 1,000X on the thumbnail to 1 million X? When do you think that is, TJ? Tomorrow?
Next cycle.
Next cycle, we do 1 million X's. That's funny. Somebody said Market Cipher designed by Flopping Groper. Yeah, Flopping Groper is CryptoFace's brother. So he's definitely involved in that. Yeah, New Cipher video we're working on right now. I saw that super chat. We are working on that right now. Okay, so let's move into these, to the lies. The lies of the F2 pool. God, I hate these people. Guys, so let me hit up my Twitter real quick. You guys, everybody's hitting us up on Twitter. We really, really, really appreciate all the love that we get on Twitter. Oh, look at that. Hoshoshi is getting married. Guys, we love Hoshoshi. Let's go and retweet that so everybody knows that he's getting married. Congratulations to Hoshoshi. You go follow him. He was on the channel recently. We love Hoshoshi. Great guy, developer. Love that guy. But when we go to our own profile here, God, we almost picked up 10,000 Twitter followers since yesterday. Guys, make sure you are following us on Twitter. We get a lot of good stuff going on there. And yesterday, you guys all saw the tweet that we put out about F2 pool. Let's see, where is it? Here we go. We got this. F2 Pool posted this. Go let them know what you think about this, by the way. Organized FUD. Let's talk about it. Yeah. No, guys. We're organized against them. They're the whales. We are the people. We rep you guys. We don't rep these people. We're not in it for F2 Pool. We're in it for you. I know you guys may not know this. Everything we do on this channel is about making sure that you make money and you don't lose money. If you ever hear any other narrative, that's 100% inaccurate. There's a reason why people watch this channel. There's a reason why we're the #1 channel in cryptocurrency. I'm not going to sit here and call anybody inauthentic. You certainly know there's people out there that are. But we are authentic on this channel, and that's why you watch. That's why you're in the BitSquad. We have a real community here. I'm not about seeing whales make money. That's not what this is about. This is about people changing their lives. Our plans for BitBoy Crypto is just one little wing of what we're doing here. We're doing way more things down the road that are going to lead to a lot of success for our company, okay? When it comes to our crypto goals and values and what we want everyday people to send us messages saying that they're making money based on what we're talking about on this channel. And yes, sometimes, well, we haven't been perfect for sure. There's been some things we've talked about that didn't come to fruition or didn't take off like they were supposed to. But we're for you. These people are not. So I want to show you guys exactly how we know that this is not true. My buddy Keith Waring made a video yesterday called BitBoy is Wrong. My name is very popular right now, if you guys don't know that. If you post a BitBoy video these days, you'll get clicks. And I'm not saying that's, I think Keith I like Keith. Don't hear it wrong. I like Keith. Me and Keith have worked together on stuff. He had a trading indicator. We talked about on this channel a lot. CATX token is his token, and we supported that as well. So we like Keith. His video was more to kind of address a lot of the concerns that I was talking about. He's basically explaining how that's how the crypto world works, and that the F2 pool, like, look, they're a mining pool. This is how they make their money. And I get all that, guys. I understand that. I know that miners must sell their Bitcoin. But one thing that's interesting that we're actually not looking out here is that when you go and you look at the other large mining pools, none of them are dumping in an inconsistent way. They're pretty much consistent about when they sell their Bitcoin. And now, how important is that? How important is the consistency of selling your Bitcoin? Okay, so let's check this out. This is Bitcoin average, okay? What we did is we added up, if you come over here to the F2 pool, okay? We added up the month of February so far for them that goes through the 10th. So 10 days of dumping, which we know, look, guys, when they're selling 4,000 a day, 2,700 a day, 2,900 a day, we're not going to say too much about it. But when you see these giant spikes and then you see the direct effect of the price corrections based upon where they're selling at, it's obvious what's happening here, okay? And I'm going to tell you this again. There's the only reason, literally the only reason why they would do this is to leverage on the way down and short the market. And I'm going to show you why right now. When you add up all of these numbers, okay, when you add up how many Bitcoin they sold per day, okay, 5,000, 3,900, 3,400, 4,400, and so on, you come up with, I can't remember exactly what the number is, okay, but what happens is when you multiply that number by the average price of Bitcoin over February, which is about $36,000 to $38,000. I can't remember exactly what we calculated at. That number, the amount of Bitcoin that they dumped, based on the average, if they were to sell every single day the same amount, instead of these huge spikes, okay, now this is the daily, okay. If we look at the hour, it looks even worse, okay. Look at the hour. When we zoom in on this hour and we look at, oh crap, dang it, now I gotta refresh it. I messed it up. Hold on one second. When we look at the hour, I'm gonna sign in, okay. But now, oh, was that on there?
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, people can probably guess. Okay, so when we look here and we zoom in on the hour, you guys see how inconsistent these spikes that they sell on are. okay? If they were to sell the exact same amount spread out over every single hour at the average price of Bitcoin over the month of February, they would make $1.6 billion. In February, they've dumped $1.6 billion worth of Bitcoin. Now, they would if they did it that way. How much did they make by dumping specifically, if we go to the daily chart here on F2 Pool, okay? If we go to the daily chart and we look at February, okay? So based upon these numbers here, what I did is I calculated the total amount of Bitcoin, 5,123, we didn't worry about the decimals, times the price of that day, $33,521, okay? We added up all of these numbers on how much they actually got, okay? How much they actually got was $1.7 billion. And you may be saying to yourself, wow, okay, so they made $0.1 billion more, okay? And you may be saying like, okay, that's $100 million. They made $100 million more doing it this way. But here's the thing. The entire market is being dragged down by them. We've shown that. No one can deny that. No one can look at the numbers from F2 Pool and say that these people are not directly responsible for the price dumps. Guys, I mean, look, it's very extremely obvious. Very extremely. I don't think you can say that, okay? But look at the spikes. Look where they are. I wish I could draw on this, okay? But look at this. Look right here. Look at these spikes. Then what happened? Boom, dump. Look up here. Look at this where they sold. Boom, dump. Not as big of a dump, but big dump, okay? Look at these spikes. Look where the spikes are. They're exactly at the peak. There's literally no way that they are not dumping the market. And you give me this argument, you say, it's just the way that it is. They've got to be making money, okay? And you say, they actually made 1.7. They could have made 1.6 if they would have dollar cost averaged it, okay? Per hour or per day even. But here's the thing. If they did not dump on these giant spikes, that means the price would not dump, meaning the average price of Bitcoin would actually be much higher, meaning that they are literally losing money, hundreds of millions of dollars, by selling these spikes. So why would they do it? Why would they sell the spikes when it's literally negatively to their advantage? It's a disadvantage. They're losing money by doing it. It's very obvious. They're shorting the market. They're trying to make the most out of the mining rewards that they've made by double fisting it. Is that what you say, double fisting it? They're double fisting it, okay? On one hand, they're selling and they're making the cash when they're selling. On the other hand, they are leveraging the out of this thing. They are shorting them. It's literally the only reason. The only reason they would do this is to be able to short the market, leverage you down, push you out, make their books, and get cash. That's what they want. They're trying to make as much money as possible off of you. Seems a little fishy, doesn't it? Why would they be doing it? There's only one reason. That's it. There's no argument against this. That's like saying that, you know, there's something right in front. There's a painting there. There's a painting of me as George Costanza on a couch wearing leopard skin. Okay? You guys know that, right? You guys know that painting?
Yep.
That's me. On the leopard couch, maybe it is. That's me, shirtless, right there. And that would be like you coming up to me and being like, well, actually, even though in the picture you appear shirtless, you're actually wearing a shirt. No, it's very obvious. It's right there. You can't give me a better explanation. It doesn't exist. I see it with my own eyes. These numbers are undeniable. It's undeniable when you look at these peaks. And yet there's a organized FUD. Organized FUD. That's like, you know, I have everything. Like if there's some kind of news story that the mainstream doesn't like, you know what they say? Debunked. Debunked. This was debunked. Debunked. As soon as Facebook says something was debunked, oh, debunked. Doesn't matter what we see. Doesn't matter what's right in front of us. Doesn't matter. Debunked. That's what these people are doing. They think you're stupid. They think I'm stupid. They think you're dumb. No, we're not. We're the people. Crypto's for us. It's not for these freaking dumping whales. The same stuff. Guys, who do you think these people are? You think these aren't the same people getting involved in these hedge funds dumping the price of GameStop? You think it's not the same people? These people ain't got money everywhere. Big investors. I said we got some names. Big investors. You think these people are investing in the stock market too? You think they're not part of the same crew that's doing all that stuff? They are. They are. So anyways, guys, that's what's going on with F2 Pool. Absolutely ridiculous that they would try to just say that organized FUD when it's right in front of us. Right in front of us. They're just like the rest of them, just like JP Morgan, just like Manerd. Just like Manerd. Okay, what were you trying to tell me something, TJ?
Nope.
Okay, Matic rebrands to Polygon in pursuit of Polkadot on Ethereum strategy. Now, this is a pretty interesting story here talking about Polygon, which is Matic. Now, have they actually, I would assume they've not actually rebranded the token yet. As we've seen with Hyper, it takes a little bit of time to do that. Yeah, still saying Matic Network. Here it is, the top. Matic has announced that they are rebranding to Polygon. For more details, visit the project website here, and here's a little bit about it. Your beloved Matic. How many of you guys love Matic? Do you love Matic? Is it? Are they going to also maybe come out with a car blockchain and call it Automatic? Do you think that will happen? Can somebody create a compilation of my worst dad jokes?
Yeah, that's going to be one of them.
Well, it's hard because there's so many. Like, it would be like an hour-long compilation.
It's a full-time job.
Full-time job. We might be hiring for that. Your beloved Matic is becoming Polygon. Don't kiss it on the mouth. We're excited to announce that we are expanding our mission to becoming Polygon, Ethereum's Internet of Blockchains. Polygon aims to enable Ethereum to become a full-fledged, powerful multi-chain system. So here's the idea. And we're going to be talking a lot tonight about, we're going to be talking a lot in our Polkadot video tonight about Matic, not Matic. We're going to be talking a lot at Polkadot about the difference between an ecosystem of blockchains, which is again, all these words confused now. It would help if Polkadon. Why can I not talk? If Polkadot and Polygon did not start with the same first three letters. It would be very helpful, guys. Could you guys think about me and think about TJ? Do you know how hard it is for him to spell words? Yeah. We're going to be talking a lot about the difference between an ecosystem of blockchains and what Ethereum has. The difference in the token infrastructure and the benefits that Polkadot has over Ethereum in that arena. I also talk about how over the last, however long, Ethereum ain't really had no competitors. There ain't really been anybody there challenging it, and that's been bad for Ethereum. They're basically just up there doing their own thing. I mean, guys, our channel's in price discovery right now. We have more subscribers than everybody, and we definitely have some competitors, but we're looking around okay, who else can we go after? Who else can we pick off? We're looking at some of these financial YouTubers, and why? Because we know for ourselves here at BitBoy Crypto, we need competition to make ourselves better. Anybody that gets to the top that just sits there, gets lazy, and rests on their laurels, their product isn't as good. And we're not going to do that here.
Kind of like banks.
They've rested on their laurels for so long, and now, we see the problems with them every single day in our own life, in our business life, and they ain't had to change, right? They haven't had to. TJ, how long does it take to transfer money in a bank?
So long. Way too long. Days.
A week sometimes for us.
Yeah.
It's in between two of our own accounts. A week. How crazy is that? A week. It's 2021. There's been nothing to push them. Cryptocurrency is there to push them, okay? The point is that when it comes to Ethereum, Polkadot, and now Cardano and now Polkadot, because Cardano was first, they are now there to push Ethereum. And what we're seeing is, with Matic becoming Polygon, they're wanting to turn Ethereum into the same kind of ecosystem that Polkadot is. Because Matic uses what are called a plasma chains or plasma side chains, I believe. And these are similar to the parachains of Polkadot. No, I'll save that joke for the video tonight. I had a really good joke on that video. The point is, we're going to see more and more of these solutions on Ethereum to try to eat away at those things that are going to keep Polkadot and Cardano from distancing themselves from Ethereum. And so the entire space is going to be lifted up by this, right? Now that we've got, this is so good for Ethereum. It's so good for Cardano. It's so good for Polkadot. We've got 3 super strong projects. They're going to be pushing each other to be the best. Because we all know none of them are going to go away. They're not going to go away. They're all going to still be there. We want them to be the best that they can for the entire crypto space. And that is definitely what we're seeing right now. So pretty interesting. So I want to talk about Bitcoin dominance. Where's the Bitcoin dominance chart here? Let me find it. Here it is. So guys, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Bitcoin dominance, what it means. Bitcoin dumping a little bit right now, 47. Pretty interesting. You know what's crazy here is on Market Cipher, it is showing a manipulation dump in the Bitcoin dominance chart. That's really interesting. I wonder what that was about when that happened. It's a very interesting indicator. But anyways, guys, this is the Bitcoin dominance chart. You guys can find this by it's BTC.D on TradingView. And you know what's really interesting is when you look at Bitcoin dominance, this is what really controls the altcoin market. You have to have Bitcoin dominance drop in order for the altcoins to move up, okay? That's what we've seen consistently time after time after time. And so, someone said they're sad I'm not talking about Elrond, taking Elrond into account when talking about ETH competitors. Look, guys, I love Elrond. I love eGold. You guys know. I think it definitely has potential to be a top 10 project. The reason why Cardano and Polkadot are the ones I'm mentioning here is because they're not in the 20s. They're basically, for all intents and purposes, right now, it goes Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot. Last week, it was Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano. Tether don't count. XRP don't count right now, which XRP is, kind of in the middle of Cardano and Polkadot right now. XRP is in a lawsuit. We don't know what's going to happen with them. We're not even talking about them anymore. We're not talking about Tether because it's a stablecoin, obviously. Its market cap is based upon how much trading's going on out there. Maybe we'll see some of these go above that at some point.
ADA just did today.
ADA went above Tether?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Holy crap. Wow. Did not see that coming.
Yeah, they're almost at $1 now.
Sheesh. Oh, it's right there with it. Look at that.
I'm looking at CoinGecko.
Wow. That's what we want to see. We want to see these get above Tether. Tether's tricky too because a lot of Tether being printed means a lot of healthy trading in the market, but we also want USDC eating away at its market cap, so we want to see Tether dropping. So the point here is Elrond right now coming in at number 26, is just not there yet. Can it be? Yes, it can get up in that conversation. Cardano wasn't in this conversation a year and a half ago. The ADA fanboys would tell you it was, but in reality of the numbers, it wasn't, okay? So that's what I did want to point out. I love Elrond, love eGold. It's got potential to get there. But right now, we talk about those 3 projects because they're number 2, 3, and 4 in crypto. And in addition to that, they all have founders that started working together, and they're fierce competitors with each other as well. I mean, you guys hear what Charles says about old Vitalik. Vitalik. Heard somebody say that yesterday. So anyways, guys, back to the Bitcoin dominance. What we want to see this number drop. Right now, it's coming in at 62.08%. It's been as low as it has not dropped below 60%. And I don't know if it's going to. However, when you look at Market Cipher, it's really interesting to look at Market Cipher in terms of the Bitcoin dominance. Because if you look here and this is a daily chart, so these are pretty strong signals, pretty strong indicators. What you'll see is we got a red dot here down on the momentum wave for Bitcoin dominance. So that means we could be seeing this fall. We could be seeing this fall down below 60%.
What does that mean when Bitcoin dominance falls?
A hyper altcoin cycle. We could definitely see that. When Bitcoin dominance falls below 60%, that's breaking another area of support. You guys can see right here, it got all the way down to 60.2, but it did not break. 60% of very strong support for Bitcoin dominance. If you look, it has not crossed it since October. It's not dropped below, and that was basically all of this right here. Let me draw that here. All of this right here was a DeFi run over the summer, okay? So if we start to see this drop again, and I can tell you this, we are getting right now 30 requests a day for sponsorships from coins we've never heard of. And we ain't doing them. Like, we're not doing small itty bitty coins that we don't, that do not have really solid backing or not top projects. We're not even talking about them at all. But the point is, when we see that amount of requests just increase and increase and increase and increase, that's a pretty good sign to us that the altcoins are getting ready to move, because a lot of those guys are probably scammers. Like, you guys know that. A lot of the coins that pop overnight are scammers, and they're looking to take advantage of what a parabolic run might look like, again, for DeFi. DeFi round 2, NFTs, they're coming. Farming, yield farming, coming again. We're talking about APY finance later today, 2 o'clock video. Because what we're seeing is, we are seeing another run of this, a bullish parabolic run of DeFi is coming again, and other things are going to be, this is probably going to be not just DeFi, but also we're going to see another run, I think, on smart contract platforms as well. Social media blockchains, Hyper, SoMe, maybe a little bit later, maybe not in this first little squeeze here, maybe not till later in the year. I think the word of censorship and decentralization for social media blockchains has to get out there a little bit more. I'm just trying to think of niches that could be pumping in this altcoin season we're about to go through, very possibly, if we break this. So definitely something to be thinking about. Let's see. What does that person say? Do you think F2 pool is dumping to extend this alt season? No, they don't want alt season, I don't believe. I mean, their whole business is Ethereum and Bitcoin mainly. Now, look, guys. Here's the one thing I have thought about. I will say this. I will say I do believe for 100% everything I've said about F2 pool, but I did have this thought. I had this thought that we all know the new pool chart, right? We all know the new pool chart. We look at the new pool chart. Let me pull it back up here. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, we know the new bull chart. We know when it gets up here in the blue, bull runs over. Bull runs over, okay? I have had the thought, man, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to give them an out. I'm just saying, like, what are they dumping to keep that from going up? That's the only possible scenario I could think of that would be like where they're not, I mean, they're still doing the same thing. They're dumping it to kill the excitement, which ultimately would be to make you lose money, okay? But at the end of the day, like, I don't know. It would be very interesting to go back and look at their dumping rates the last times that these things were getting high to this. So just something interesting I thought about. That's probably giving them way too much the benefit of the doubt. What did somebody say is dumping? What is that? I don't know. Let's look at the chart real quick. Then we're going to move on.
Yeah, we need to wrap it up.
Yeah, 1787 is not dumping right now. Not really that bad. So last thing, guys. Here we go. Use your brains. This is what it all boils down to. In crypto, it is really hard to get down to the bottom of what's truly happening. It's really hard sometimes to know the difference between what's real, what's fake, what's FUD, what's a legitimate negative story. It's really hard to know the difference on a lot of these things. But there's one thing that you can't be fooled by, and that's your eyes. That's your brains. You can't be fooled when you're looking at things that literally dictate market swings, right? When you look at the F2 pool dump and you see them coming out saying that, oh no, we're definitely not doing that. This is organized FUD. Look at the chart. Don't listen to me. Make your own judgments. Because really, if on this channel, and I'll be honest with you, I've had a lot of people in the last few weeks messaging me saying things like, hey, don't you have a group where you like release all the coins you talk about before you do videos on them? No. Do you have a group where you get paid signals? No, we don't do any of that. We don't do those things, okay? The thing is, there's a lot of people out there that want everything handed to them. They want everything on a silver platter. Here you go. There it is. That's not doing you a favor. What is doing you a favor is teaching you how to go and learn this stuff on your own. Everybody wants their hand held. And I'm not saying anything negative about people who are sending me those messages. I'm not talking down to those people. I want you guys to understand this. I'm simply trying to teach you a concept, which is if all you do is watch my videos, do exactly what I say, and don't think for yourself, you're becoming subjective to whatever my opinion is. You have to learn how to do your own research. Go into CryptoQuant or Glassnode, look at charts. Go in there and start learning how to make your own decisions on what you think is happening. Go to all of the mining. Who's that? Look at that. Jim Henderson. Jim Henderson in here. He almost cost me $120,000 last night. But Jim, don't worry. Don't worry. We made it all back. We got the money. That's my butt right there. So anyways, guys, the thing is, you've got to learn how to do this on your own. You have to learn how to do your own research, make your own decisions. Go into these studios like Glassnode or CryptoQuant. Go in and look at those pools for yourself. There's a tab on the side that says mining. You can click on it. You can look at the outflows. You can look at the outflows from every other mining pool, and you can look at the outflows from F2 pool. And you can make your own judgment. If you disagree with what I say, then go draw your own conclusion. I can only give you what I believe. I can only give you the conclusions that I've come to based upon hours and hours and years of research into all of this. That's all I can do. I'm not going to be right every time. You're not going to be right every time. Nobody's going to be right every time. But if you're not enabled to be able to go and use your own brain, to be able to make your own decisions on what's happening in crypto, then I'm hurting you. I'm not helping you. So I really encourage you guys, don't look for a place that gives paid signals. Don't do that. That's a bad thing. You use something like Market Cipher that's an indicator based upon someone else's proprietary ideas of how the market moves. That's okay, because when you're doing that, you're actually encouraging yourself to still learn how the market moves, because when you look at those charts every single day, you start learning how to draw your own conclusions based upon what even Market Cipher says. Like I said, I came over here and I looked yesterday at the Ethereum all-time highs, and I was like, oh my God, in 1 second I looked and I said, look at that. Wow. Nobody has said that. Nobody has talked about how much it's dropped after, not that I've watched, maybe somebody has. Nobody that I've watched has talked about how every single time when you hit these all-time highs, it drops a consistent amount. Nobody talks about that. But anyways, guys, make sure, draw your own conclusions, use your own brains. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.